read the problem twice. A baseball team won 2 out of their last 4 games. In how many different orders could they have 2 wins and 2 losses in 4 games? I repeat. A baseball team won 2 out of their last 4 games. In how many different orders could they have 2 wins and 2 losses in 4 games? We have to apply the Polya's 4 steps. Okay, so you have to follow step number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. I'll demonstrate first the solution to the first problem, and second example I'll ask from the group na, no? So first step number 1, understand the problem. I understand the problem. Here, I will be requiring you to identify the given informations about the problem. The given informations about the problem, and then we have to state the goal. Okay, you have to state the goal of the problem. What does the problem is asking the solvers to find or to determine, right? So first, the given information. Let's start with identifying that the team or the baseball team played 4 games. Okay, or we might interpret this as they played more than 4 games, but we just collected the informations based from their last 4 games. Okay, so this information is only true for their last 4 games, not the totality of their games. Now, for example, in a season or in a competition or what. I repeat, this is just an information based from their last 4 games. And then second, the baseball team, sorry, I should be adding team here. The baseball team played 4 games. Next. So based from their last 4 games, we wanted to find in how many orders, or before that, knowing that the team won 2 games, and of course they lost the other 2 games. So we might also use that as our given information. The team won 2 games and lost the other 2 games. Okay, the team won 2 games and lost the other 2 games. Ayan. And then next, so knowing that we have 4 games where 2 won by the team and the other 2 were where the team lost. What we are looking for is that in how many ways, in how many different orders they could have 2 wins and 2 losses after the 4 games. How can we state that? In how many different orders the team could win two games and lose the other 2 games after their last 4 games. Yeah. Again, this is how I would like to see your solutions after your post-test number 4. So in step number 1, you have to identify the given informations. Okay, and then you have to state the goal, okay, of the problem. Any question for the first step?
None po.
How about the others?
Wala po, sir.
None, sir.
Okay, thank you.
None, sir.
Okay, step number 2. Step number 2. Devise a plan. Devise a plan. In this step, all you have to do is to state, identify how would you like or how you intend to solve the problem by identifying your strategy. Okay? By identifying your strategy. You may use any of the strategies, no, that were presented a while ago. If only, if only deemed necessary. Okay? If you saw that the strategy is useful or is advisable to use in a particular problem, then go. Okay? Not all strategies can solve any types of problem. So specific rin siya, specific pa rin. Case-to-case basis tayo. Step number 2. Now, this is my suggestion. Observe that the given problem requires us to identify the different orders. Different orders. Okay, so we may use or we may make an organized list to show all the possible ways where the team could win 2 games and lose the other 2 games. Okay, that is my suggestion. Now let's try to do that. This is my plan. Make an organized list, and you have to be specific, no? What type of list are you going to construct? Make an organized list where yun, the team make an organized list where the team won 2 games and lost the other 2 games. Okay, and you may also add after for games. And I repeat, no? Step number 2 is just the identification of your strategy, of your method. Step number 3. Carry out the plan. Carry out the plan. This is the heart of your problem solving. Step number 3 would be your solution to the problem. Okay, so step number 3, make an organized list where the team won 2 games and lost the other 2 games after 4 games. I'll just present to you one of the possible ways, no? And I'll be asking the group to identify the others. So, first is the team could win 2 consecutive games. Nga pala, no? Let me use variables na lang instead of writing win or won or lose or lost. Let me use W for the winning games, and let me use L with those games that they lost. Okay, W for winning games, L for losing games. So again, the team could possibly won 2 consecutive games and lost the remaining 2 games. So that is win-win and lose-lose. Okay, now give me the other possible ways or possible orders. Anyone from the group? Okay, I heard some notification. Yes, Jezreel.
Ano po? Win, loss, win, loss.
Win, lost, win, lost. Or win, lose, win, lose. And we have others here. So open ko na lang ito. So base from Mara, the same as Israel, win, lose, win, lose. Marjoram, we have win, lose, lose, win. Trisha, we have lose, lose, win, win. Same with Genevieve. And then lose, win, lose, win. Lose, win, lose, win. Are there any other possibility? Any other solution or any other possibility? No more? Check natin na. Or Ruwen.
Lose, win, win, lose po.
Lose, win, win, lose. Sandwich. Okay. So here are the 6 na. Ayusin lang natin ha. Let us organize this. Win, lose, win, win, lose, lose. It could be win, lose, lose, win, win. It could be sandwich. Or it could be alternating win, lose, win, lose. Or lose, win, lose, win. It could be the sandwich, win, lose, lose, win. Or lose, win, win, lose. And here are the 6 possible different, or the 6 different orders. 6 different orders. Yeah. Step number 4. Review the solution. Here, try to see whether your answer here is consistent with the facts about the problem, which is true naman, no? True naman. We we follow the condition. We know that after 4 games, there are exactly 2 games that the team won and exactly 2 games that the team lost. Okay, and we found out that there were 6. Ayan. So wala naman tayo na-violate based from the conditions and based from the informations that are given. So in step number 4, I'll just ask you to conclude or to state your answer in a complete sentence. Okay, I repeat. In step number 4, I'll just require you to or ask you to restate your final answer in a complete sentence. So how is that? This is the problem, no? Let me just interpret this as a statement. Instead of in how many ways, I'll say that there are 6. Yeah. There are 6 different orders. The team could win 2 games and lose the other 2 games after their last 4 games. This would be your final answer. The statement of your answer. Question.
None, sir.
And guys, this is the Polya's 4 steps in problem solving. This is how I would like to see your solutions later on in your post tests. Now, comparing to the one that was presented in your module, this is so much simpler, no? I compared dun sa module natin. But the solution were very similar. For example, here, statement of the given informations. And then we have the plan, make an organized list. And here, there is a thorough discussion pa before presenting the possibilities. Okay. And then reviewing the solution. It also includes the statement of the answer. There are 6 different orders. Okay, so I'll ask you to follow this format. Okay, follow this format. You may want to take a screenshot of this so that you have the reference later on. I'll give you 10 or 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's proceed to another example. Example number 2. A true or false quiz contains 5 questions. In how many ways can a student answer the questions if the student answers 2 of the questions with false and the other 3 with true? I repeat. A true or false quiz contains 5 questions. And how many ways can the student answer the questions if the student answers 2 of the questions with false and the other 3 with true? Step number 1. Wait, ayusin ko lang ha. Okay, step number 1. Understand the problem Identify the given informations. What are the given informations about this problem? Anyone? Oh, 201. I mean 102. No, you are 101, right? There is some 101 students. What are the known informations about this problem? No idea? Guys?
Ay, nagsagot po yata sa, chat box.
Ayun. Marjoram, there are 5 questions in a true or false quiz. Walang data si Honey. Okay. So let me use that. Thank you, Marjoram. Majorem ba? O Majorem? There is a 5-item true or false quiz. Okay, there's a 5-item true or false quiz. Next. Next information. Here. The student answers 2 of the questions with false and the other 3 with true. So we may use this, no? You may use this as well. Okay, the student answers 2 of the questions with false and the other 3 with true. Yeah. So these are the given informations. Next, we are looking for what is the goal? We are looking for in how many ways can the student answer, and how many ways can the student answer the, let me use this instead. Okay. Ayun. So given those facts, we are to identify, to find the number of ways the student can answer the question, the 5-item true or false quiz, with where the student answers the 2 questions with true, with false, and the other 3 with true. So this is what we are looking for, no? In how many ways can a student answer the 5-item true or false quiz? Again, given these informations. Okay, given these informations. Next, devise a plan. How would you like to solve this problem? Anyone? How would you like to solve this? Observe that this problem is very similar to the first one. right? We have win, lose, or the number of ways that baseball team could win 2 games and lose the other 2 games. Ito naman, the question is, in how many ways can a student answer the 5 items? Or 5 item true or false quiz with 2 questions when the student answer 2 questions with false and the other 3 with true. So we'll apply the same technique. Make an organized list where, let's us be specific, where the student answers 2 questions with false and the other 3 questions with true in a 5-item true or false quiz. Yeah, in 5-item true or false quiz. Okay, now instead of writing true or false, let us use F and T for true. And T for true. And then step number 3, we must carry out our plan. The same go, no? The same, I'll identify one of the possible outcomes and I'll ask from the group. So the student can answer the 3 questions with true and question 4 and 5 with false. So we met the condition, 2 questions with false, 3 questions with true. Give me the other possibilities. What are the possible outcomes? Other possible outcomes. So we have Nicole, or ang dami. Wait. So John Ray. John Ray said we have true alternating, no? True, false, true, false, true. Xylene. Sabi niya, it's the opposite. The student could answer question 1 and 2 with false and other 3 with true. What else? We have Simara, true, false, true, true, false. We have Earl, true, false, false, true, true. Nicole, baliktad ata. Nicole, meron ka ng true, false, to true. Genevieve, we have true, true, false, false, true. Erica, okay na yun. Carl, true, false, true, true, false. Okay, wala pa yun. Ayan, true, false, true, true, false. Okay na to. Majorem, bakit 4 na yung true mo? Genevieve, false, true, 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 false. False, true, 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 false. And Trixie, true, false, false, true, true. Okay, that was already stated here. Erica, false, true, true. False, true, false. Okay. False, true, true. Kindly see, no, if they're already repeating ways. Okay? Bawal tayo mag-repeat ng ways, ha? Donna. Okay na yun kay Donna. Nicole. False, true, true, true. False, true, false, true. False. Ay, wala pa. False, true, false, true, true. So, ilan na lahat? This is 9. This is 9. Datig dalawa lang to Arvin. Rowena. Okay na yung kay Rowena. Okay na rin kay Laika. Arvin, okay na rin to. Erika uli, we have true. Okay na din. Earl, okay na. Donna. Kindly identify. There's one more. Pakitignan to, no? At wag na kayong mag-ulit kung nandito na. There's one more. One more. And what is that? False, false, true, true. True, true, false, true, false. Let's see. True, true, false, true, false. Yeah. Thank you, Nicole. So we have 10. Okay, we have 10. Ano ba yung question natin? 10 ways. Okay, 10 different ways ulit. 10 different ways. Okay, and lastly, the statement of your final answer. There are. So let me copy this one. There are 10 different ways. Dalawang ways ko. There are 10 different ways the student can answer the 5-item true or false quiz. And let's be specific where and so there are 10 different ways a student can answer the 5-item true or false quiz when he or she answers 2 of the questions with false and the other 3 with true. Yeah. The same way, no? It does not matter whether how you present your conclusion here, for as long as we have the same idea. We have the same idea. We have the same context. Kahit na iba-iba. There were different ways of presenting your conclusion. Pwede kayo mag-start in 5-item true or false quiz. There are 10 different ways the student could answer 2 questions with false and the other 2 with true. So same, different statement but same idea were presented.
Sir, excuse me po.
Yes?
Ulit po yung yung pang 8 at saka pang 9. Yung FT,
8.
FT. Yung
Naulit
FT,
si...
FT po.
Wait na, check natin.
Ayun po.
Okay. Naulit to. Thank you. So we're still looking for the other one. What could be that? True, 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 false, false. True, false, true, false, true. How about this one? False, true, true, false, true. Okay na, no?
Opo.
Yes, sir.
Ayan. Thank you. So here is the solution. You may want to take a screenshot and have a copy. Example number 2. Step 1 through step 4. Question?
None po.
Okay. Let's proceed to another example. Ayan. If 6 people greet each other at a meeting by shaking hands with one another, how many handshakes will take place? If 6 people greet each other at a meeting by shaking hands with one another, how many handshakes will take place? Okay, step number 1. I'll be writing the solutions here na lang. We won't be following the suggested solution in our module, no? We'll try to solve this on our own. Step number 1. State the given information about the problem. Anyone? Identify given informations. Yes, Trisha?
Sir, try lang po.
Sure.
There are 6 people greet each other at a meeting by shaking hands with one another. Tapos yun sa goal po, how many handshakes will take place?
Okay. Thank you, Trisha. But we can also separate the two informations that were stated, no? Let's start with saying that there are 6 people in a meeting. Yeah, there are 6 people in the meeting. Let's start from there. And then next, they greet each other. They greet each other by shaking hands with one another. One another. Ayan. So I just separated the two informations stated by Trisha, no? And then the goal is to find how many handshakes will take place. Okay. Step number 2. Step number 2. Devise a plan. How do you like to solve this problem? Another strategy is called simulation. The simulation, you can ask 5 friends, and then you go to a room and then shake hands with one another, and then count the number of handshakes that took place. Or, okay? Or pwedeng dyan sa bahay nyo, no? You may ask 5 of your relatives and then simulate the situation until you come up with the number of handshakes. But of course, no, we are online. We are not yet to face one another, so simulation is not possible. Okay, so try to think of another way. Okay. Anyone who could share a possible solution or a possible strategy that we may use? Yeah, I heard. Na-late ata to. Yes, Nicole?
Try ko lang po, sir. Since there are 6 people in the meeting and kinrate po nila yung isa't isa by shaking their hands. So, my idea is we will multiply 6 by 6 din po.
Since there are 6 people in the meeting and they'll greet. Ayan. Nicole, okay, confirm. Since there are 6 people in the meeting and they'll to greet each other by a shake hand, that means we have 6 by 6 or 6 times 6 is equivalent to 36.
Apo, yan po.
Okay. Any reaction to this? Okay. So Nicole, let me ask you this. Would you shake hands with yourself?
Ay, no po.
Hindi, no? For example, nasa meeting kayo and then makikipag-shake hands po kayo sa sarili nyo. So you may exclude yourself already, no? Each person will shake hands with the other person. Each person will shake hands with the other 5 persons in the meeting. So exclude natin. Exclude natin yung isang person na yon. So that is 6 times 5. Alright? And another one, if we apply this solution, the tendency is that, for example, Nicole and Trisha. Nicole shake hands with Trisha. That is counted as one handshake. And then Trisha shake hands with Nicole. Can we count that as another handshake? I repeat, no? Let me repeat my question. Yung handshake ba ni Trisha kay Nicole is different from handshake ni Nicole kay Trisha?
Hindi
No.
po. Kasi yun lang naman po ba? Tama po.
Same. Yes. Hi, basically, that is the same handshake. That is the same handshake. Ay, kasi once lang, di ba? Once, exactly once. They were to shake hands exactly once. So, Trisha's handshake to Nicole is just the same handshake Nicole to Trisha. Okay, so we will avoid counting double handshakes. So to do that, we will divide this by 2. We will divide this by 2. So instead of writing this, kasi we are just trying to state our technique, no? So instead of referring from this method, let's say, let's draw. Let's illustrate a problem. If simulation is not possible, let's draw a diagram. Let's draw a diagram showing the number of handshakes, if each person shake hands with the other people in a meeting. Okay, draw a diagram showing number of handshakes if each person shake hands with the other person in a meeting. And let's note that the 6 people as person A, person B, person C, person E, F. Kakulang ako ng letter. D, E, and F. Tap it. Shakes down. Each person shakes hands with the other people. Let's follow the recommendation. Step number 3. Step number 3. So this is your person A, person B, person C, D, E, and then F. You may use any other letters, no? A, B, C, D, E, F, or it's up to you as the problem solver. You may use numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or Greek letters, alpha, beta, gamma, hanggang omicron. Kayong bahala dyan. Pero this is my suggestion. So let's count. This is what I'm telling you. A person cannot shake hands with him or herself. Okay, so walang hindi counted yung handshakes ni A kay A. So we'll start our count ng handshakes ni A kay B. So we have AB, AC, AD, AE, and then AF. F. That is 5 handshakes. That is 5 handshakes. Now, in reference to B, again, the handshake of E to B is the same as the handshake of B to A. So we won't be counting this anymore. Right? We won't be counting this anymore. We now have B to C, B, B, D, BE, and BF. So this is 4 handshakes. C. So let's just follow the rule, the condition. We have CD, CE, and CF. That makes 3. DE, DF. That is 2. And then EF. That is 1. And observe that we already counted all the handshakes of F. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Okay, so total would be there are how many handshakes in all? Kindly add these values.
15.
Okay, there are 15 handshakes. 15 handshakes. So we may now state our final conclusion. Step number 4. There are 15 handshakes. Let me add in all. There are 15 handshakes in all if 6 people greet each other by shaking hands with one another in a So there are 15 handshakes in all if 6 people greet each other by shaking hands with one another at a meeting. At a meeting. Ayan. So I use at, no, kasi yun yung nakalagay. At. Alright, any question?
Wala po, sir.
Ayan, this is the whole solution for example number 3.